Let's transition to my favorite segment of the day. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for my NFL Week 12 wise picks. In Week 11, I went 8-6. So I always have a winning record with my wise picks. Always. It's rare when I have a losing record. What messed me up was the Packers 27-17 loss to the Tennessee Titans on Thursday Night Football. I got off to a rough start. It happens with the best of us. But let's transition to these matchups in the NFL in Week 12. Let's go to our Thanksgiving Day games on Thursday while we eat turkey. We got Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in Detroit against Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions. It's a 12:30 kickoff in Detroit. The over-under for this game is 54 points. The Bills beat the Browns last week in Detroit. They weren't able to play that game in Buffalo because of all the snow. The Bills took care of business against the Browns. They took the visitors' locker room last week because they were the home team against the Browns. They took the visiting locker room so they could have the same locker room for this matchup against the Lions. They're going to be staying in the same hotel leading up to the game in Detroit. So Sean McDermott's group is trying to keep the same routine as they play in Detroit for the second consecutive week. I believe that the Bills are in a tight playoff race in the AFC. They cannot afford to lose games against the Lions if they want to be a playoff team. I expect Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills to take care of business. I'm going Bills 31, Lions 24. I do believe that the Lions will keep this game close, but I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair in Detroit. I'm going Bills 31, Lions 24. Patriots at Vikings. The Patriots beat the Jets last week on a game-winning punt return for a touchdown. Patriots are a wild card team in the AFC. The Vikings got beat down by the Dallas Cowboys 40-3 in Minnesota. I believe the fact that the Vikings have a quick turnaround will help the Minnesota Vikings. I expect the Vikings to take care of business in Minnesota at home against the Patriots. I'm going Vikings 24, Patriots 17. I do believe that the Patriots will keep this game close. Broncos favored by 2.5 points in Carolina against Baker Mayfield and the Panthers. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Carolina. The over-under for this game is 35.5 points. This is my upset of the week, but I don't honestly believe that it's an upset because the Broncos are not very good. I don't believe Nathaniel Hackett can coach. I'm expecting the Panthers to upset the Broncos in Carolina. I'm going Panthers 20, Broncos 17. But it's not much of an upset because the Broncos have underachieved this season. The Atlanta Falcons are in Washington to take on the Commanders. The Commanders are favored by 3.5 points. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Washington. The over-under for this game is 43 points. I love the way that Taylor Heineke has the Commanders playing right now. The Commanders are a sleeper in the NFC. They can possibly creep up into that wild card range in the NFC and possibly be a playoff team. I love Ron Rivera as a head coach for this football team. I don't believe in the Falcons very much. So I'm going to roll with the Commanders to take care of business at home against the Falcons. I'm going Commanders 23, Falcons 16. Texans at Dolphins. The Dolphins are favored by 12 points. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Miami. The over-under for this game is 46. The Dolphins are a more complete football team than the Texans are. The Texans are not very good, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this game. I'm going Dolphins 31, Texans 14. Dolphins blow out the Texans in South Beach. Bears at Jets. Justin Fields versus Zach Wilson. The Jets are favored by 6 points in this game. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in New York. The over-under for this game is 41.5 points. I believe that the Jets take care of business against the Bears. As bad as I want to pick the Bears to win this game, I actually think that Justin Fields is dealing with an injury right now. I think he's day-to-day. But if he plays, I don't think Justin Fields has enough to put up points against the Jets' elite defense. I'm going to roll with the Jets to beat the Bears in New York. I'm going Jets 17, Bears 10. I think it's going to be low scoring, but I don't expect Zach Wilson to put up points. So I'm going Jets 17, Bears 10. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in Cleveland, and they're favored by 3 points. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. The over-under for this game is 43.5. This is the Browns' last game without Deshaun Watson, but they are out of the playoff race in the AFC. And I believe there are some players on that Browns team that's going to start thinking about their vacations that they're going to plan for the offseason and how much time they're going to spend with their families. We're probably going to see some players start to check out because the Browns are not going to be a playoff team in the AFC. It's unfortunate because I believe they are a playoff team with Deshaun Watson, but given the fact that he's been suspended for the first 12 games of the season, I don't believe that they are a playoff team in the AFC, and it's been showing. I think Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are going to take care of business in Cleveland. I'll go Bucks 24, Browns 17. Ravens are favored by 4 points in Jacksonville against Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff in Jacksonville. The over-under for this game is 45.5 points. Ravens are a more complete football team than the Jaguars are. They are fresh off a bye, so Lamar Jackson is well rested. Lamar Jackson is better than Trevor Lawrence is. I expect the Ravens to take care of business in Jacksonville. I'm going Ravens 27, Jacksonville 23. I think the Jags keep it close, but I got the Ravens outlasting the Jaguars. Chargers, 3.5-point favorites in Arizona to take on the Cardinals. It's a 4:05 kickoff. The over-under for this game is 47.5 points. I'm not sure about the availability of Kyler Murray in this game. It ain't going to matter to me, though, because I'm going to pick Justin Herbert and the Chargers to have a bounce-back performance against the Cardinals. I'm going Chargers 31, Cardinals 17. The Raiders, they got a win last week in Denver. They are in Seattle to take on Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are favored by 3.5 points. The over-under for this game is 47.5 points. The Seahawks are a more complete football team than the Raiders are. Pete Carroll is a better coach than Josh McDaniels is. And Geno Smith is having a better season than Derek Carr is. I love Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams proved that he is still a top 10 receiver in the NFL. He had a great performance last week against the Broncos, but I think the Seahawks are going to take care of business in Seattle. I'm going Seahawks 23, Raiders 17. The Saints are in the Bay to take on the 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 8.5 points. It's a 4:25 kickoff in San Fran. The over-under for this game is 41.5 points. The Saints are having a down year. They have underachieved so far this season. Jameis Winston has been injured all season long. I believe that the 49ers take care of business against the Saints. I'm going to go 49ers 27, Saints 17. Rams are in Kansas City to take on Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 14 points. It's the biggest spread in Week 12. It's a 4:25 kickoff. The over-under for this game is 44 points. The Chiefs are a more complete football team than the Rams are. I believe that the Chiefs take care of business against the Rams. It's a possibility that Matthew Stafford may not play in this game. Cooper Kupp is already out in this game. So I'm going to roll with the Chiefs to blow out the Rams. I'm going Chiefs 35, Rams 17. So I expect the Chiefs to cover the spread, and I expect them to take care of business against the Rams. Patrick Mahomes 35, Matthew Stafford, if he plays, 17. The Green Bay Packers are in the city of brotherly love to take on Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are favored by 6.5 points. It's an 8:20 kickoff in Philly. The over-under for this matchup is 45.5 points. I know my man Gilly and Wallow will be in attendance more than likely. They're going to be supporting their Philadelphia Eagles. We know Gilly the kid is a big-time Philadelphia Eagles fan. I expect the Eagles to take care of business against the Packers. I think that the Eagles are the more superior football team, but I do expect Aaron Rodgers to have a better performance in Week 12 than he did in Week 11. I'm going to go Eagles 28, Packers 21. Monday night matchup in Indianapolis. We got the Steelers at the Colts. The Colts are favored by 2.5 points. It's an 8:15 kickoff in Indianapolis. The over-under for this game is 39.5 points. These are two football teams that have underachieved so far this season. The Colts are at home, so I think that they take care of business against the Steelers. I'm going to go Matt Ryan, 24, Kenny Pickett, 20. So I think the game will be close, but I'm going to roll with the Colts to beat the Steelers in Indy in Week 12. Ladies and gentlemen, those are my Week 12 Wise Picks. Everybody, remember, go and follow Wise Guys on Twitter at WiseGuys_OH, also on Facebook, Wise Guys. And be sure to follow Wise Guys on Instagram at These Guys Know Sports.